Is one of your sprinkler zones not turning off? Well, I got a solution for you. Problem fixed. First, you'll want to come to your sprinkler valve box and identify which zone is not turning off. Here's the two valves. 1, 2. Understand which one is not shutting off. All right, so what you're going to want to do is come find your main valve or your secondary water valve and come and turn it off. Just like that. Or you'll want to use the irrigation key like this that has the knobs on it like that, and you want to put it all the way down, and then you'll need to turn off your water with this. So I know a few of you are probably asking, well, I can't find my valve box, my sprinkler irrigation box. Well, so there's a couple things you can do to actually do that. So you can either do a tap test, find like a long stick or something to kind of prod and poke around your bushes or the front of your yard to find out where it's at. That'll take you a while, kind of luck of the draw there. Or you can go on ChatGPT and put in the year of your home. If you're on a corner lot, if you're kind of in the middle, what kind of, home you've bought, and then ask it, where the box could be, the irrigation box could be, and it can actually hone in where the location will be. I've done that before. There's also other areas or things that you can do, or you can go to your sprinkler clock, and there's a couple tools you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. You can actually buy it or rent it for like 15 bucks or buy it for 15 bucks, I think 20 bucks, and tap in to that clock and turn it on to which valve you think it is. And then when you tap that valve, or any valve, I guess, tap that valve when it's live, you can walk around and you'll have somebody else to help you tap into that, and it'll actually make like some clicking noises to the box, meaning that that valve's trying to turn on, and you can use that. All right, another effective way to find that valve box is come up to your sprinkler clock, and then what you'll do is you'll turn your system on to go to run to whichever line you want here. So we'll say like 1, and then we'll turn it on here and have it run. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a screwdriver, just a normal screwdriver, and then turn it on to that number 1 that I have running. And then I'll just press that up here like this, and then that will make my valve box tick because it's trying to turn on. And so it'll make it feel like want it to go, and you'll hear the little ticking of the valve because it's trying to push on, get that electrical moving forward. So you can do that, or you can go to line 2, whichever you want to do, and find where it's at, and you can hear it ticking because it's it's turning on. So you can do that and effectively do it that way. It's very similar to buying that tool at Home Depot or Lowe's, because it's basically trying to do that same thing, find that current. So hopefully that helps. All right, so what I've done is actually pulled this valve off for the filming purposes to show you guys exactly what we have here for a valve. So most valves, a lot of valves are different, but most valves have the same components inside. So this one here, we've got the solenoid here, and this thing screws off like this, and then that comes off like that, okay? And then some of them, like I said, a lot of valves are same, different. They're circular, they're bigger, they're smaller, but the same purpose. And then you've got this little piece right here that kind of turns on and turns off the sprinklers. And then when you open it up like that, you'll have the spring and then the diaphragm inside here. And a lot of the times, this is actually what causes the problem for your valves, is that little diaphragm right there. And this piece is like 10 to 15 bucks. A lot of times you just have to go and reorder this little piece right here. And this is just where your main line comes out for the water. So these are just the main components. I'm going to walk you guys through some of the problems that you have if your line is running and you want to turn that off. So the first thing I'd do, come to the solenoid, just turn it on, and then turn it back off real fast. Make sure this is nice and tight. Sometimes this gets loose, and that causes your water to continue to run. Sometimes it gets dirt and gunk in there, so I'd try that first. Kind of turn this a few times back and forth. The next thing I do is there's these 2 little pieces up top here. I twist those as well and make sure they're nice and closed If you turn them all the way off, they'll shoot up and fall off. So just make sure that you keep those real close to you and not take them all the way off, because they will fall off and the water will shoot out if your sprinklers are on. And then the next thing, after you've done all that and it's still on, I would take your screws. There's either 6 screws, 4 screws, 8 screws, depending on the valve that you have. Take that off. Those screws will come off like that. Oh, the valve got stuck to it there. So, and then obviously be very careful, because you need the spring. Usually the spring's either tied up to that like that, or it'll be on like that. So take the spring off, put it somewhere real good. I would take this to your sink and I'd rinse this out really good, this whole area. Sometimes you'll notice when you take this off, there's junk in there everywhere. And then the next thing that you do is I would take this guy off right here, the diaphragm, and I would take it and clean it really well, because a lot of the times there just gets a lot of junk and gunk in there. And once you clean that, you're able to put it back on and make sure that this little piece right here goes right back to this guy right there. Put that in nice and tight. Put your spring back on, and then put your housing back on like that. Make sure everything's tied up real well. Put those bolts back on and try it. And if that doesn't work, then I'm 100% confident that you're either going to need to put or need to get just a new diaphragm. And usually these diaphragms over time, they wear out, they have rocks get in them and kind of misshape them and misform them. So I would just get one of these. That's all you have to buy. You don't have to buy a whole new valve. You don't need to cut this out, get a new valve and replace it, because that's a big project. So I just try to get a new diaphragm from a store. Sometimes they dry out and things like that. So I just buy one of those for like 7 to 10 to 15 bucks, put it in, and then put this baby back on like that, and try it out. Also, again, going back to this to the solenoid here, sometimes you also just need to take this off and replace the solenoid. So just take this thing off, clean it real good, and then sometimes you just replace the solenoid too. So those are a couple things that you can do. Lastly, if none of that's working, I would say that you go to the wiring, check the wiring, make sure all the wiring's working, because sometimes that wiring can just get over time corroded, come out of the wiring casings that they're in, things like that. So check that too. So hopefully that works, or hopefully that helps you all, and you're able to turn your water off. So remember, like and subscribe.